You've heard the term data science everywhere, right? It's been called the sexiest job of the 21st century, which is a lot. But what does it actually mean? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on data science, break down what it is, see how it works, and find out why it's changing pretty much everything around us.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll dive into the world of data itself. Then, we'll get a solid definition for data science. After that, we'll walk through the whole process, the life cycle, see it in the real world, and meet the people and tools making it happen. And finally, we'll look at where this is all headed.
You know, to really get data science, you have to appreciate just how much data we're all creating all the time. Every single click, every online purchase, every time you use a map on your phone, that's all data. And it's not just you and me. Whole industries are practically swimming in it, from patient records in hospitals to your own fitness tracker. I mean, have you ever stopped to think about it? How does your favorite streaming service just know the perfect show to recommend next? Or how can your map app predict a traffic jam before you even hit it? It's not a lucky guess. It's data science, working in the background, sifting through mountains of information to find patterns and make these incredibly smart predictions. And listen, this isn't just for tech experts anymore. The need for data skills is absolutely exploding. Get this, at UC Berkeley, 1 out of every 5 undergrads takes a data science class. That is a huge number, and it tells you something really important. Understanding data is becoming a fundamental skill for the future, no matter what you do. Okay, so there's a universe of data out there. It's chaotic, it's messy. So how do we make any sense of it? Well, that's the core job of data science. It's all about finding the signal in the noise, finding those meaningful patterns, and turning all that raw data into something we can actually use. So if we had to put a formal definition on it, here it is. But let's break that down. The key word here is interdisciplinary. Data science isn't just one thing. Think of it as a mashup of statistics, computer programming, and, really importantly, deep knowledge about a specific subject. It brings all of that together to pull real insights out of data, whether that data is in a nice, neat spreadsheet or just a chaotic mess of social media posts. So what can data science actually do? Well, it helps us answer 4 big questions. First up, descriptive. What happened? This is like looking in the rearview mirror. Think last quarter's sales report. Then there's diagnostic. Why did it happen? This digs a little deeper into the cause. Now, this is where it gets cool. Predictive. What's going to happen next? This is how your bank flags a weird transaction on your credit card. And finally, the ultimate goal, prescriptive. What should we do about it? That's your GPS saying, hey, take this route instead, you'll save 10 minutes. Now, turning data into answers isn't just a free-for-all. It actually follows a pretty clear, structured path. It's called the data science life cycle. And you can think of it like a roadmap that guides you all the way from messy, raw data to a smart, confident decision. And here's something that might surprise you. The part of the job that often takes the most time happens right at the beginning. See, raw data is almost always a total mess. It's full of typos, missing entries, weird formats, you name it. So the very first and maybe most crucial step is called data scrubbing. It's basically like having to tidy up a disaster of a room before you can even begin to find anything. So let's quickly walk through this life cycle. Step 1, you gotta get the data. Step 2, that super important cleaning and preparation phase we just talked about. Once it's clean, you move to step 3, exploring the data, often making charts and graphs to see if any patterns jump out. Then comes step 4, which is the really powerful part, building models, usually with machine learning, to make predictions. And finally, step 5, and you could argue this is the most important of all, communicating the results. Because a brilliant insight is totally useless if no one understands it, right? All right, so that's the process. But let's get out of the theory and into the real world. Where is this stuff actually making a difference? The answer is pretty much everywhere. It's having a massive impact on some of the biggest industries and in our everyday lives. Take healthcare, for instance. Data science is a total game changer here. It's being used to predict where a disease might break out next, to help doctors spot tumors on scans much earlier, to create treatment plans that are customized to your specific genetic makeup, and even just to help hospitals run more smoothly. And where is all this health data coming from? Well, check out this chart. As you'd expect, the lion's share, 77%, comes from things like electronic health records. But what I find really fascinating is the growing slice of data coming from the internet, social media, and all those wearable sensors. All of these new streams are giving us a richer, more complete picture of human health than ever before. And it's definitely not just healthcare. In finance, data science is the engine behind those fraud detection alerts that probably saved you a headache or two. It also powers the high-speed trading that happens on Wall Street. And in marketing, it's how companies figure out who their customers are so they can show you ads you might actually care about and try to predict the next big trend. So, who are the people actually doing all this amazing work? The wizards behind the curtain, so to speak? And what kind of high-tech tools are in their toolkit? Let's take a quick look at the experts and the tech that makes all of this possible.
You probably hear these job titles a lot, but they're not quite the same. A data analyst usually focuses on what's already happened, analyzing past data. A data scientist then takes it a step further, building models to predict what might happen. And then a machine learning engineer is the one who takes those complex models and actually builds them into real-world applications that can work at a massive scale.
And no matter which of those roles they're in, they all have a few essential tools. The bread and butter languages are Python and R, which are used for pretty much everything. And SQL is the universal language for getting data out of databases in the first place. These are the absolute fundamentals in any data pro's toolbox.
Okay, and that brings us to the most exciting part, right? What's next? Because this field is moving so incredibly fast, and when you combine it with another major technology, well, that's when things get really interesting.
And that other technology is, of course, artificial intelligence. This quote from Google Cloud really nails it. AI is like a supercharger for data science. It helps automate the boring stuff and lets us analyze totally new kinds of data, like images, audio, and text. This is opening up doors to insights we could never have gotten to before.
So what does this powerful duo of data and AI mean for jobs? Well, the demand is just off the charts. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts a 36% growth in data science jobs over the next decade. This isn't just some fad, it's a fundamental shift in how our world works. So, when you think about it, from personalized medicine to smarter cities to brand new scientific discoveries, we are just barely scratching the surface of what's possible. Data science has given us a completely new lens to see our world. So, the only real question left is, what problems are we going to solve next?